What did Moneymaker do to get the WSOP mad at him?
2000 winner Ferguson, 01 Carlos Mortensen, around the corner 02 Robert Varconi, no 2003, and then 2004 Raymer, and then 05 Hashem, and then 06 Gold, and then 07 Jerry Yang. But where's 03?
He's the reason all this is happening, and his batter isn't up there. Alright, just been walking back and forth every once in a while between the main room with the games, seeing what's going on in there, the larger field tournaments that aren't so deep yet, and this back room ghetto area where Herbs and Rye is playing. So on the walk back in this hallway with no wind and no music messing up copyright things, just a security guard off in the distance, thought I would tell you about what it took to get the dealing job. So I didn't just show up and at the audition and that was it. I do know a ton of the procedures from playing, but the audition was in April. In December, when I was back at my parents' house in New York for the holidays, that's when I really started practicing the mechanics. In December, I was like shuffling a lot. I was just pitching the cards. I mean, I did it pretty well back when like we were playing games in high school and stuff, but for one, it had been a while, and for two, there's like a pretty specific way they want you to hold the deck so that like cards don't kind of slip off the top. I've seen dealers not holding the deck properly, and players in certain seats, if they tried, would be able to see the next card off the top of the deck. So there's a specific way they want you to hold it. I had never really held the deck that way, so I practiced that, practiced the mechanics of it. Then that was pretty much it. It wasn't like a ton, but I was doing that in December, January, February, and March. I thought the only games I would need to deal at the audition were No Limit Hold'em, just because it's so common, and probably like PLO, maybe PLO 8, just because in PLO 8's a rare game, but you need to calculate pot, you need to read Omaha high hands, you need to give everyone 4 cards, not 2, and you need to be able to read Omaha low hands. So it's a lot of things that could be tested in one game. So you deal No Limit Hold'em and PLO 8, and they can test that you know a lot of things just from you dealing 2 hands. So I was pretty much like practicing No Limit Hold'em. I would deal out a hand, and then PLO. And I would just like calculate pot every once in a while and just like make up actions for the players and deal that out. So that was pretty much December, January, February, and March. Then April was the audition. I was prepared with the right clothes, all white button-down shirt, all black pants, black shoes. I packed those things when I didn't have them all with me all year. I don't have stuff like that with me all year. I packed them before I left New York in January. I was ready. I wore the proper clothes, had to deal more games than I thought, like I said in that video, link at the top, where I auditioned. Well, I don't remember the 5 games. No Limit Hold'em, Stud 8, Deuce to 7 triple draw. I don't even remember the other 2. But had to deal those 5 games. Did it good enough, got the job. Then once I got the job in mid to late April, and I knew I'd be starting in late May, I had about 4 or 5 weeks to practice the games. My mechanics were very good at that point. I'd been practicing since December, but I practiced the games. All the games. I looked at the last summer's Orleans series and saw all the games, so of course I was pretty good with PLO and No Limit Hold'em. I started practicing Stud, Raz, Stud 8, Deuce to 7 triple draw, Badoogie, Omaha 8. Like I would deal out the hand, just make up the actions. All right, he folds, he raises pot, whatever, etc. And just go over all the rules in my head while I was dealing. Even though the mechanics were very solid, it still helped to like go over the rules as I was practicing the mechanics too, and got good with the rules, and yeah, paid off. So there's some people who have been asking me like how to get the position, like go to dealer school, or like which dealer school, how much does it cost. I don't know, didn't go, just went to an audition. I will say it's probably going to be easier to, I don't know where the people who are asking me are going to try to get the position. Some states, some cities, there's just one poker room. If you're going to do it in Vegas, it will probably be easier to get the position in a room that's like not as fancy, like South Point, Orleans, Bally's, which you probably call Horseshoe. Those are probably going to be easier to get than like Aria and Wynn. They're just, it's not really that like the standards are different. It's that I don't know. There's like more, it seems like, you know, when you played sports in high school, there's just like more politics involved. Even if you know how to deal, if you didn't go to dealer school, I'm not sure they're hiring you in like the fancier, more modern places. But you'll probably get a shot at places like South Point and Orleans. So, yeah, that's about it. I would say in preparation, definitely do the mechanics, definitely ask a dealer, and there are probably videos, you can probably YouTube it, at least the basics. Maybe not the intricacies, but you just really need the basics to pass the audition. How to hold the cards is very important, because not many people, if anybody, does it that I remember that way in like home games, you know, in teenage years. We didn't even use cut cards back then. So yeah, practice using a cut card, which you might have never used in your home game. Also practice holding the deck the proper way, and just deal out hands. Just practice being accurate when you're throwing the cards. Actually, I feel like sometimes like 2 cards come off the deck at once, and I need to, PLO tournament is heads up. It's second place is 107 grand, first place is like 160 grand. So they're playing for like an extra 53 grand or something like that. So yeah, just practice shuffling the proper way, practice holding the deck the proper way, practice throwing the cards accurately. That'll probably do it. If you're even thinking about it, you probably know the rules, you probably played, you probably know the procedures, how like no limit hands go, probably also how Omaha hands go, how to read boards in Omaha, stuff like that. The thing you're probably missing is the mechanics. So I would just practice that for a while and then go. And even if you don't pass, they'll probably just tell you the things that you need to improve, and then you could audition again. I remember in 2020 in the Horseshoe Baltimore, I remember seeing an audition going on at a couple tables away. The guy didn't get it. He was retired, he had been playing a lot, he auditioned to be a dealer, didn't get it. They told him the things he needed to improve, and then like a couple weeks later he auditioned again, he got it, and then he was a dealer there. And yeah, he wasn't as good as the, you know, the veterans who had been doing it for 10 years, but he was solid. He knew the rules from playing, and he just needed to practice the mechanics, and eventually he got it down, and he was a dealer at the Horseshoe Baltimore when I drove off in February 21. So yeah, that's how I became a dealer, and if you wanted to become one, I would follow similar steps. Thanks for watching the video. If you're enjoying this content and want even more poker, Las Vegas, and travel content, feel free to sign up to receive my monthly newsletter via my Patreon page. It's $5 a month. There are 3 ways to sign up. You could either type in the link you've been seeing at the bottom of the screen, or you could go to my YouTube homepage and in the center of the screen, click on the link to my Patreon page, or you could go into any recent video of mine, go into the description box below the video, and click on the link to my Patreon page from there. Once you're on the Patreon page, click on Start Free Trial and follow all the prompts. The first 7 days are free. It's $5 a month after that, and you will receive 1 monthly newsletter about everything poker, Las Vegas, and travel related. If you want to see the first one I created, which is free for everybody, feel free to click the link on the top of the screen or the link to the video that's on the screen in the bottom left-hand corner right now.